And now back to Open Mic Friday with Mike Spence and Butter.
We're back. Thank you for coming back to Open Mic Friday. I'm here with Lynn Morgan, chairperson of the Upcountry Community Council. And during the break, we wanted to, we were chatting and we clarified, you know, this petition that is being organized, in no way does it affect, you're not speaking directly to the market.
No,
you know.
the market is not involved in this at all.
Right. It's designed to communicate with the new potential owner.
Correct.
So that they understand what the community needs are in the community that they're coming into.
Exactly.
I mean, they're a Fortune 300 company, I understand.
Yes.
And they're planning on opening up, you know, 400 stores in California.
They are.
may not be entirely familiar with, you know, the composition of Buckhorn and Pioneer. And
they may not. And and again, this is still rumor, but it's pretty strong rumor, good
right.
sources, that they have also spoken to the former hardware store in Pine Grove and the Pokerville market in Plymouth.
I've heard that. Mm-hmm.
And that, especially that market, is very similar to ours in that it's kind of an isolated location. And so we feel it's an issue for us to keep, for the whole county to keep our eye on.
It's a big issue, and it's going to be developing very
yes.
quickly. And,
yes.
and you're really on top of that.
Yes.
And, you know, going back, I think there was one other point that I wanted to make sure we, you know, covered. It was that the zoning, potential zoning changes and what's required up there. Since I came to Amador County 8 or 9 years ago when we built our home. Mm-hmm. They have a zoning moratorium still without a general plan being revised. Yes. There's a zoning moratorium
yes.
upcountry. So the C1 zoning has been limited, and it does allow for a market to be constructed.
Correct.
But a market the size of Payless, you wonder to yourself, I'll just kind of go on since it's Open Mic Friday.
Yes.
This isn't the news broadcast, so I can say a little something without getting, you know, any opinion out there. If you look at a 10,000 square foot market,
which is about the size
you think
that
to
is.
yourself, well, why would Family Dollar want to buy the market versus
right.
just building across the street?
Right.
Well, a 10,000 square foot market would involve about $200,000 of building fees, and I sketched them out. I was actually researching this morning.
Yes.
And your traffic mitigation fees alone,
yes.
you have $166,000.
Yes.
In just traffic mitigation, and
yes.
then you get your fire fees, your facility fees, your school fees, and you're up to 183. I didn't get into the environmental health.
Yes.
But you're looking at over $200,000 in just fees to build something upcountry the size of a 10,000 square foot facility.
Exactly.
So,
and frankly, Paul Bramall, is one of the property owners across the street from
right.
Payless, was at our meeting on Monday and shared these numbers.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. And the thing about the zoning issue, and that really affects going forward. You know,
yes.
whatever happens with the market happens. But going forward, we really need a general plan.
Yes.
Being, you know, it's been worked on for many years since I came here. It's still being worked on.
Yes.
Supposedly. I think staff has been cut back. I'm not sure anybody's working on it over there, so hopefully
yes.
they are. And hopefully you're pushing on that, and our supervisor's pushing on getting that general plan in place, because
yes.
that gives developers an outline of exactly what the community wants.
Yes, and what to expect. If you don't mind,
okay.
I'd like to go into that a little more, because
do.
Our biggest effort at UCC last fall was putting together community input on what we would like to see in a Buckhorn Town Center, which right now is in the proposed amended general plan. There would be 4 town centers developed, one in Pine Grove. I always forget where the other 2 are, but the furthest upcountry one would be the Buckhorn Town Center.
Right.
So we put a lot of resources into holding meetings and potlucks and so on to get industry input. I mean, not industry input. Well, we had property owners
community
too,
input.
but community input. And
you did a great job at that, by the way.
Thank
you. A lot
you.
of work went into that.
It did, and what I love, because it was my style when I was working, is it's all on one page. It says encourage and promote, discourage. And it kind of says it, but here's our frustration, my frustration that kept me awake at night, is that never, and we did an initial survey out to everybody, what are all the positives of the area and so on. Unanimously and routinely, the IGA market was mentioned as the positive. Okay, we never assumed in this Buckhorn Town Center that there wouldn't be the IGA
Market.
store. We never assumed it. We always assumed that's a given, it'll be there forever. How stupid.
Yeah.
I just feel
markets
like
are part of the C1 already, and so that would have been automatically incorporated into the proposed amended
Yes.
general plan. But
Yes.
it
But
does
in our
tell people what you want, what the community needs,
Yes.
and there are a lot of other needs as well, and they need to be communicated.
yes.
So developers know, hey, I'm looking at $200,000 worth of fees, but maybe the county will work with me a little bit, adjust some of those fees if it's for something that the community really needs.
Exactly.
And,
frankly, we've spoken to a number of realtors about this issue too, and in general, I'd say the real estate industry is concerned about this because when they show homes up country, people
real
always
estate
ask, right,
values
where's
will
the
be directly
closest store?
impacted. Yeah, it really
So,
it represents a lot of different parts
Yes.
of
So
people's
that's definitely
concerns.
a big issue. If you don't, well,
No, please go ahead.
Okay.
I think we've talked, enough about that. I don't want to get in too much trouble. There's a lot
Yes.
of sensitivity on that issue. It'll develop as we go.
It
and we'll
will.
have you back on to talk about that. But
And-
I can't do any of these news programs without mentioning that Hot Jazz is coming back to
Yay.
Motherlode Hot Jazz is coming back to Jackson.
Great.
And it's going to be a great deal. I want to make sure I get the date right. What's the date on that? I'm
It
always looking at the thing
is-
for the
where is it
date.
named?
Yeah, where is it? I never even see the date. April
Oh,
27th.
that's right.
There it is right here, Saturday, April.
Oh,
It's
no
right
wonder.
front
It's
of us.
in dark. Okay,
I
yeah.
can never see that. But
Saturday,
April 27th,
yes.
Saturday, a whole day of music.
I'll be there.
Hot Jazz is going to be the big event in Jackson.
Wonderful.
And I'm always forgetting to mention that. And it's
Wonderful.
coming up so fast, these events, and we're getting into the event season, and
Yes.
things are really coming up fast. And, you have I know the Harvest Food
It's the
event as well
Farms
coming?
Farms of Amador.
Farms of
is
Amador.
a group of about 50 of our local farmers, many of whom are involved in the farmers markets and the Motherlode Harvest, the produce boxes that are sold and distributed. But we are hosting a workshop on Friday, May 10th in the Amador City Community Center, and we will have experts there to talk about the new Cottage Foods Act, which is an act that has just been enacted to allow more sale of homemade goods like jams and so on without having to have a commercial kitchen. So
we
a lot of
talk about
people.
events on here and your group getting together and doing that. I mean, that's what this show is all about. Sometimes we get serious on certain issues that are of real importance.
Yes.
Like the Payless Market.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that one.
Yes, definitely.
And we have other Upcountry. You have other speakers coming Upcountry.
We
You always
do.
have a great list of. I see the meeting list all the time, and I attend once in a while. I'm way in the back corner.
Yes.
But tell us some more
Yes.
about who's coming up Upcountry.
We will be inviting a local president of a road association who has done exceptional work with fire protection prevention in their road association, and we thought that was a valuable topic to share with us.
Certainly.
Hopefully he'll be joining us in May. We also have had a request, and I spoke to Maureen Funk from the Amador Council on Tourism. She's going to join us since she got the
Fantastic
TOT
energy.
money.
She
Yes,
is, yeah, that's
she
it.
does, and since she got most of
money.
the tax money, we want to know what her plans are.
Yeah, well,
So-
that was a big success. Normally, people don't approve additional taxes.
That's
That
correct.
was a big issue, and Maureen was very successful with that. As it
Yes.
should have happened, and it was really the right thing to do. And I'm glad she had success with that because she's really a force in leading our tourism, effort here throughout Amador County. We
Yes.
need more promotional effort and people behind it. And Maureen is really she carries the torch.
She
It's
is great, and I've
energy.
waited at the bus stop for the bus to Sacramento when people have just come in, and she's telling them where to go and what to
there's
see.
so much
and
transit.
yes.
The Rancheria is actually going to bus people around during Hot Jazz.
Nice.
So we have to go for today, but
Yes.
we're going to have you back as the issue continues. And I just want to
Wonderful.
thank everybody for joining us here on Open Mic Friday.
Yes. Thank you.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, ESPN.